and welcome to our vlog number 2, which will walk you through step 2 of planting lettuces and veggies. And we call the stage the transplanting and hardening stage. But before we go to that, kindly press the subscribe and like buttons before we proceed to the second vlog. By the way, I have some questions for you. I just want to check whether you indeed applied what you learned from the first video. Okay, so my first question is, have you practiced how to sow seeds applying what you learned about sowing from our first video? You did? Okay, that is good. Did your seeds germinate? It did for you. How about the others? It didn't? What was your germination rate? 100%? Was it 100% or less? Anyway, I hope you had a high percentage of germination so that you do not get discouraged. My next question would be, did you follow the seedling plant management table? Was it helpful for you? Because this was your guide for watering your plants. And lastly, did you manage your seedlings properly? Okay. So I presume that your seedlings are ready for transplanting. So let's go straight and learn how to transplant and later on how to harden the seedlings. Transplanting and hardening. Okay, these are the things we will need. We need a styro cup, net cup, foam, coco peat, clay pebbles, and then you need a tub with dechlorinated water. You also need masking tape, pentel pen, styro box if you're going to put them in a what? In a Kratky system. And then you also need a measuring cup and an ml measuring cup. Saan ko po binili yung aking measuring cup for the solution? Hindi ko po binili ito. If you buy this mouthwash, meron po siyang libre sa taas. This one. This is what you're going to use for measuring the ml for your solutions. Okay? Ito naman, kung galing ka sa hospital and you have this, you can also use it. You have here teaspoon and ml. The problem with this only is that it goes by 5 and 10. 5, 10 ml, 15, and so on. Whereas the other one, yung mga mabibilang mo yung mga 1, 2, 3, 4, ganyan. More detailed ito, mas madali siya. Okay, you get it? Okay, how does okay, this is the measuring cup of 1 ml. So normally, if you have a pail and you want to measure how many liters are there in this for this particular pail, then you put water there and start pouring it on the pail until finally it will tell you, it can accommodate at least about 12 or let's say 16 liters of water. It is very important because it will be your basis now for determining how many ml of solution A and B are you going to use when it is still at the what we call half strength basis. Okay, so now are we ready to watch the next video? I hope you liked my first video. Now let me show you transplanting and hardening. We are now in the second phase of our planting. This is what we call the transplanting phase. So makikita mo sa harap natin dito, we have our seedlings. And then this all came from my nursery. And then these are the materials that we're going to use for transplanting. We have the cups, the styro cups. If you will see, there are slits here on the sides and also at the bottom that will enable the roots to easily come out. Okay? May counterpart ito. This is what we call the net cups. Mas mahal nga lang ito pero mas matibay siya. If you will see, mas marami yung areas kung saan pwedeng lumabas yung roots, di ba? At the same time, it can absorb more nutrients. Okay. What else do we need? We will need, of course, our coco pit na may halong coco coir. During the first stage, yung tinatawag natin sowing, kasi seeds pa lang yung ating ginagamit at we were sowing. Ang ginamit lang natin yung tinatawag na coco pit per se. Itong mga maliliit na ito parang dust, okay? But when we will be already in the transplanting stage, pwede nang kasama yung coco coir na yan. Ito. That's what we call coco coir. So normally, pag binili mo yan, pagtanggal mo yan dun sa plastic container niya, ganyan na yung itsura niya. Itong klase na ito, medyo moist siya, so maganda-ganda siya. At saka malinis naman siya, wala akong nakikitang ants or whatever kind of bad elements. Wala naman siya, so we can use it already. Okay, so ano pa yung gagamitin natin? Ito, this is what we call the sponge cylinder shape. So you open it, ganyan. Iipitin mo dyan yung roots, yung stem, para lumabas yung roots. But I will explain that later on. Okay, we have here a tub where we place water. Kasi gagamitin natin ito panglinis mamaya ng tatanggalin natin na seedling before we transplant them. Okay, so now we also have here our measuring cup. Nilagyan ko na siya ng 1 liter of water. Dito tayo magtitimpla mamaya ng ating nutrient solutions. Okay? So, here on this side, you will see we have here, this is the A. Nutrient solution made by NutriHydro. And this is for solution A and solution B. Okay. This one contains a lot of nutrients and micronutrients, and you can see that I have them listed, but actually you can see it from here kung ano lahat yung contents niya. So you have these nutrients, nitrates, phosphorus, potassium, copper, manganese, boron, zinc, molybdate, and iron. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 nutrients. Okay. And then we have here 2 pen meters. This is what we call the pH meter. We will use this for measuring the pH level of our water. This is very important because if the measurement is beyond the required pH level, which is 5.5 to 6, what will happen is that the plant will not be able to absorb very well the nutrients, or pag sobra naman, magwi-wilt naman yung ating plant. Okay? And then we also have the TDS, total dissolved solids. Ang minimeasure naman niya ay ppm, or what we call parts per million. What does it measure? It measures the ppm level of the water and combined nutrients that you place in the water. Okay? So, this one. If you will notice, if you buy this kind of solution, it will actually tell you what is the required TDS. Okay, so for example, since we will only be using half strength for the first week, and then later on when we move it to their proper places already, in the either in the Kratky or in what we call the NFT structure, Then we have to go back and check what is the required TDS if it is using 1 liter and what we use is 2 ml of solution A and 2 ml of solution B in 1 meter. So the required level of ppm will be up to 930 to 950 pm. But then it says here that for lettuces 850 ppm. Okay. So we will discuss this later on. This is what you call the pH up and the pH down solutions which are needed for us to be able to get the 5.5 to 6 pH level, which is the desired level for our plants. Okay, so now what else do we have here? We have the pebbles. Alam mo itong pebbles na ito is made of clay. These pebbles cost 16 centavos per piece. So we need 4 pebbles at least per cup. Then we should be able to, it would be good if we can recycle this so we can also save on our cost. Actually, you can recycle this for the foam. Sometimes you can recycle it, at other times you can't kasi punong-puno na yan ng roots and napaka-imposible na natatanggalin mo pa yung roots. So, sometimes you can recycle, sometimes you cannot. It depends on whether you can still remove the roots when you harvest the plants or pag hindi mo na talagang kayang gawin. It will take more of your time. Okay? So, what else do we have here? Okay, these are samples of what we just transplanted October 7. Yeah. And I transplanted this yesterday afternoon. Okay? So, if you will notice, I placed half-strength solution there so that makakapag-practice na siya diyan sa kanyang environment before finally we will transfer them about 3 days to about a week to their final home. Okay, so now we will start. Of course, I also have my magic stick. Saan natin ito gagamitin? Gagamitin natin pagtanggal ng mga seedling. Pwede rin natin siyang gamitin pang steer. Okay, so uumpisahan na natin. So I will teach to you 2 methods of transplanting. The first method is what we call making use of the coco pit. So you get a cup like this and then fill it up about half. Combined na yan coco pit and coco core. About half of it. And then up, top. Then another one. Para lang tayo naglalaro. Kung minsan nga, pagkatapos na ako sa trabaho ko in the afternoon, ang konting pahinga ko ay nagka-transplant. Okay, we will use that for that purpose. Ito naman, pero hindi ko ina-advise na kokopit ang ilalagay dito kasi mabilis lalabas lahat ng mga kokopit dyan sa mga butas-butas. So, we will use the foam here instead. Okay? So, ready na tayo? Okay, so we get our magic wand. Piliin natin, sabi natin, mas maganda ang ita-transplant mo. At least, 3 na yung kanyang mga leaves. Alam mo, kahapon nalungkot ako. When I visited my seedlings, aba, may nakipag-agawan sa akin na una yung caterpillar, kaya makita mo yung iba dito, nakain na yung dahon niya. Sarap na sarap siguro siya, nauna siya sa akin, yan. So today, because it is today that I really have set aside for transplanting, uumpisahan na natin. So aalisin natin siyang ganyan, from the tray. Ang hawak ko ay hindi sa roots. After that, so actually, ang hawak lagi ay nasa leaves, and if there is already a stem on it, doon. Isawsaw natin sa malinis na water. Itong water na ito, actually, kung ang gagamitin mo, ang water ninyo sa bahay is what we call the chlorinated water. Mag-reserve ka sa timba ng water, the following day mo lang gagamitin para bawasan ang effect ng chlorine sa water. Mabawasan stress ng roots pagka nilipat siya. So, nilinis lang natin siyang ganyan. Pagkatapos, bubutasan natin ito sa gitna. Tapos you cover it like that. Bakit ba natin binubutasan sa gitna? Parang ginaguide lang natin yung roots kung saan siya later on pwedeng mag-exit para masipsip niya yung nutrients. So, ayan na siya. Ilalagay ngayon natin dito sa box na nilagyan natin ng 1 ml solution A and 1 ml solution B for every liter of water. Makikita mo later on yung coco peat na may kasamang coco core, sisipsipin niya yung water. So, yun yung magdidilig sa kanya by itself. Katulad din ng mga ito, na ginawa ako last night. Yan. Okay, so we will do another one. Lagyan muna natin ng hole sa gitna. We put a hole in the middle. And then, let's take another, by the way, this is a kale lettuce. Ang sarap-sarap po nito. Alam mo, ang ginagawa ng anak ko dito, pagka, yung syempre, imagine mo na siya yung matured na kale na, nilalagyan niya ng konting asin at saka konting olive oil. Pagkatapos, ilalagay niya yun sa air fryer. Lulutuin niya for a few minutes and then he will have a crunchy snacks. Masarap po siya. Yan. Kung tatanggalin mo yung remnants nung pinanggalingan niya na coco peat, yan. Pwede rin hindi mo tanggalin, pero kapag let's say medyo malumot yung pinanggalingan niya, isok mo siya dun sa water para kahit papano magiging malinis siya, and then isushoot ngayon natin siya doon sa hole. Kailangan ng nakalabas lang ay ang kanyang stem, nakatago lang lahat ng kanyang roots. So ganun lang. Ang importante lang naman ay nakatayo siya. Okay. Perhaps ang tanong nyo, itong cup ba nito, masusustain niya yung plant till harvest time? It will. Tingnan mo yan ha, ganyan lang yung nilagay natin sa loob. And then in like manner, kapag foam naman ang gagamitin, ito yung pinakasimple. Pero ito, kasi recycled na ito, second time that we will use it, binabad muna namin, after this was washed, binabad muna namin siya ng 1 liter, 5 ml ng hydrogen peroxide. Binabad namin siya sa 5 ml na hydrogen peroxide na ang formulation lang niya ay 3% sa 1 liter of water. This is the recycled foam. Alam mo, lalaki yung tubo mo sa tanim mo kapag nire-recycle mo yung mga pupwede pa na materials mo. So, example, kung ito yung foam, ayan, may opening yan sa gitna. Okay, ganyan. Tapos, kukuha tayo ngayon ng another na plant. Hindi siya hahawakan sa roots. As much as possible, yung malinis na malinis siya. Pero kung hindi mo na yung matanggal, okay lang yun. Wala na magiging effect. So, iipitin mo siyang ganyan para makalabas yung roots. So, pag titingnan mo, lahat ng roots nakalabas. Okay? Dahan-dahan lang kung pwedeng tanggalin. And then, let us put it in this cup. Kung minsan yung roots niya, pwede mong i-redirect para mag-shoot sa loob niya and then pwede mong kunin. Kaya lang kung minsan, pag mahirap siyang mangyari, at saka baka sabihin natin, masira yung roots, ililid lang natin ng kapiranggot, palabasin lang natin siya ng konti. Yan. Ano naman ang advantage pag nakalabas na yung roots niya? Eh di mas mabilis siyang makasipsip ng nutrients, di ba? Ayan. Meron na siya dati. Kasi malaki-laki na siya nung tin-transplant natin. Sabi nga natin, it is better if we transplant when there are at least 3 to 4 leaves. Tingnan mo to, may baby leaf pa dun sa gitna, no? Pag ganyan, okay na yan. Usually, pag ganyan na yung size, meron na rin siyang roots dun sa basement niya. Sa base niya. Tapos, lalagyan ngayon natin siya ng, at the most, kahit 4 na pebbles lang. Bakit kailangan lagyan ng pebbles? Ganyan. Kaya ko lang nilalagyan ng pebbles para sa ganon, pag nilagay mo na siya sa water, hindi mag-float yung foam. At saka, para nakatayo siya ng husto. Ayan. Ang ingay ng manok namin, kaya pasensya na lang kayo, mga native chickens yun. Ayaw kasi namin kumain ng manok na galing sa supermarket. So we grow them. Okay, so ganyan yan. What's next? Ilalagay na natin siya dito. May water yan. Okay. Let's do another one. Ito, napakadaling method to, no? I'm sure perfect nyo ito pag kayo ang magta-transplant. Get one seedling, ibabad sa water para matanggal yung mga extra coco pit niya, para hindi masyadong maapektuhan yung ating plant, seedling, ayan. So, nakalabas yung roots niya. Ito naman ngayon ang gagamitin natin. Yan, para mas madali mag-shoot dito kasi sobrang dami ng kanyang butas, no? Pag hindi makalabas yung roots, eh madali lang yan, wise yung mga roots na yan. Madali silang makagawa ng paraan para makalabas na sila at diretso na sila sa water. Mahirap lang pag iganito mo kasi baka mamaya maputol yung ugat niya. Ayan, pero ayun. Pero kung hindi ka sure kung mailabas mo, okay lang na ganon lang ang gagawin mo. Parang ano yan, after a while, parang skill na yan na magiging madali na siya. Normally, 4 lang yung nilalagay ko kasi sabi ko nga sa 16 centavos per stone. Pero kung minsan, pag masyado naman maluwag yung space, eh, kailangan dagdagan mo. Basta importante, nakatayo siya. So, ayun yung foam, ayun yung pebbles, ayun na yung ating plant. So, ayun, may baby siya, may baby roots siya. Ngayon, ilalagay din natin siya dito. Okay. Maganda itong net cup na ito. Kaya lang, katulad ng sinabi ko earlier, more expensive siya. So, yung possibility na i-recycle mo siya ng maraming beses ay mas malaki naman compared mo sa ganito. Pagka hindi ka kasi maingat, madali siyang masira. Pero alam mo, maingat na yun si Melvin, yung aking assistant. So, memorize na niya yan. Nilinis na niya yan. Binabrush kasi niya yan. Pag after one harvest, ibabrush niya yan. May sabon, water, hanggang kasing linis niyan. Ganyan ang gawa ni Melvin, yung aking assistant. Okay, so, one more.
This time naman, ang gamitin natin itong ibang klase. Tingnan natin dito kung alin yung marami na yung leaves niya. Ito. Sabi ko nga, kung sana walang lumot ito, ididiretso ko na lang sana siya doon sa ating coco pit. Kaso in this case, may konting lumot kasi yung ating yan. Yung iba kasi, kung minsan, pagka hindi sila sure dun sa quality ng ng seeds, ginagawa nila dalawa ang nilalagay nila na seed sa isang hole. Ang reason nila doon is at least kung mamatay yung isa, meron pang isa. Pero ngayon in this case, nabuhay silang lahat. So ang nangyari, dalawa-dalawa silang lumaki doon sa isang hole. So kailangan dahan-dahan ka naman sa pagtanggal mo doon sa bawat hole. So ngayon ilalagay na natin ulit dito sa gitna. Lalagyan natin ng ganyan. Bakit konti lang yung nilalagay ko na pebbles? Kasi yung purpose lang niya, para tumayo siya at hindi siya gumagalaw. Yun lang yung purpose niya. So ngayon, ilalagay na natin siya. And let us say, kapag nilagay ko lang siya dyan for about 3 days or kung minsan umaabot ng 1 week, ang purpose lang nun, para nagha-harden din siya bago natin siya ililipat dun sa pinaka main na bahay niya, which is either the Kratky or what we call the NFT structure. Tingnan natin na ano ba itsura niyan pag lumaki na at galing na siya ng at least about a week doon sa atin NFT garden. Ganyan nakahaba yung roots niya. About a week yan. Tapos ang lalaki na ng dahon niya. Normally, up to 15 days, after 15 days yan, naku, grabe na po yung paglaki nito. And to show a proof to you, pakibalik na natin ito. Pakibalik na. And to show a proof to you, ganito po kalaki lumaki yung aking pet chai. Wow! Ito po yung roots niya. Galing po ito sa NFT system. Hahabulin niya kasi yung water na may nutrients Ganyan po kalaki. Ganyan kalaki yung ating pet chai. Nakaya ba niya sa cup? Nakaya. Nakaya ba niya na ang ginamit lang sa kanya ay ganun? Foam lang at saka ilan lang na pebbles? Nakaya niya. So, ibabalik na natin ito para tuloy-tuloy yung ligaya niya dun sa nutrients. Okay, ito naman yung arugula. Saan ba ginagamit yung arugula? Ginagamit yung arugula sa anong pizza yun? Dear Darla ng yellow cam. Okay, so tignan mo siya. This is about 2 weeks old. Ganyan kadami po yung kanyang roots. Kapag puting-puti yung roots, alam mo na very healthy yung plant. Parang hindi mo ma-imagine na ito lang yung tinaning natin na from the seedling, no? Tapos lalaki na siya ng ganyan. There is another kind. What kind is this? Ha? Okay, this is the iceberg. Ito yung mga natira lang doon sa after our harvest. So baby pa siya. So makikita mo yung ibang roots dito lumalabas sa side. Yan, ang dami niya pero iba't ibang side yung pinanggalingan niya. Ganyan. So ayan yung mga pebbles sa loob. So wise talaga yung ating mga roots.
Alam nila kung saan sila lalabas para masipsip na nila yung nutrients.
Okay. Ano yung nilagay natin na water? So tingnan mo ito ha. Pinapa-harden ko lang yan at least 1 to 3 days. Kung minsan hindi ko na rin pinapaabot ng 5 days. Pero kung may slot na kaagad dun sa dalawang system ko, pwede ko na rin sila i-transfer. At times, kung wala silang slot pa, marami kang makikitang ganito boxes. Punong-puno ng mga seedlings. Okay lang yun kasi nag-harden. And then meron naman siyang mga vitamina. So lumalaki din yun. So ngayon ituturo ko sa inyo ano yung nilagay ko na tinatawag kong half strength. Okay, so ito na yung water na tinanggal na natin, na pinreserve natin. Ngayon titingnan natin kung anong ginawa kong pagtimpla ng ating nutrients. So this is 1 liter of water. Okay? Ngayon, ang una natin ilalagay ay Nutri-Hydro A. Gaano kadami ang ilalagay natin? Dahil half strength ng ating gagawin, ang dami lang yan is 1 ml of 1 ml lang. Kaliit lang ng 1 ml. Oh, sumobra pa. Yan. 1 ml. We put it here. Tapos, we will stir it. Ito po yung aking magic wand. It is made of 3 barbecue sticks. Pinabas ko lang yung dulo. Nilagyan ko ng rubber band. And then you stir it. Ang suggestion is you stir it for 5 minutes. Bakit kaya kailangan i-stir ng ganun katagal, di ba? Kaya naman yun ginagawa para sa ganun, talagang nadidissolve natin yung nutrient na nilagay natin para bababa yung ating ppm. Okay. Assume natin natapos na yung 5 minutes. Naka-i-stir ganyan na. Pero normally naman, hindi naman ganito lang karami yung tinitimpla mo. Nakalagay yan sa balde. Okay. So anyway, for demonstration purposes, ganito lang to. So sabihin natin, dumaan na ang 5 minutes. Ano yung susunod na solution na ilalagay natin? Itong isa. It is Nutri-Hydro B solution. And then dahil 1 liter of water lang ito, ang half strength niya ay tinatawag ay 1 ml din. Konti-konti lang. What do we do with that? Again, we will get our magic stick, our wand, and stir it like that. After you finish stirring, i-check na yun natin kung ano ang kanyang pH level. Napaka-importante ng pH level. Bakit? Kapag masyadong mababa ang pH level mo, it is below 5.5 to 6, chances are very acidic yung inyong water. Pag very acidic ang water, mahihirapan yung plant mag-absorb ng nutrients. Okay, so ilalagay natin ganyan, i-dip natin. Lumalabas. Ito yung ating pH 10 meter. Lumalabas 6.4 siya. O 6.5 pa nga. Okay? So pag 6.5 yan, kailangan ibaba natin yung kanyang pH level. How do we do that? So, meron tayong tinatawag na pH down. Yan. So, dahil 0.5 lang yung ating ibababa lang natin by 0.5, konti lang yung ilalagay natin. Konting drop lang. Yan. And then, we stir again. After stirring, we will check kung bumaba na siya. So, patayin muna and then i-on ulit. Sobra naman ang ibinaba niya. Dahil sobrang binaba niya, that means to say, marami yung nating nailagay natin na pH down. Ano magiging solution natin dito? Lalagyan naman natin ng pH up. Yan. pH up. Okay? Para aakyat naman yung pH level niya. Ano ba yan? From 3 point something. Ganyan. Tansya-tansya lang. Tapos ikot-ikot ulit. And then after that, we put it down to 0. I-on natin. Tingnan natin kung umakyat na. 5.6. Pasado na ba to? Sabi natin, ang desired level ng pH is 5.5 to 6. So, pasok na siya. So, thank you, pH up and down. Ngayon, nakuha na namin yung desired level at mailalagay na natin siya dito.
Konti na lang yung water niya with nutrients.
Ito yung ginawa lang natin ng 7 eh. Yeah. At the same time, ilalagay natin dito sa bago. Yeah. So, pupunuin mo nito ng lahat ng mga na-transplant. Ibabalik na natin to. Okay? So, pupunuin mo lang yan. And then, normally, ang ginagawa ko, nilalagay ko siya dun sa ating nursery. Konting pakita lang dun sa nursery. Kung hindi dyan, nilalagay ko dito sa basement, oh. Diyan sa basement. And then, after 3 to 5 days na, kaya na niya yung full strength. Yung full strength, by the way, is 2 ml per liter of water. So, 2 ml of solution A and 2 ml of solution B. Yun na ngayon ang pagkain niya until gagraduate na siya for harvest. Okay? So, ibabalik na natin ito. Tapos, pupunuin na lang natin with the rest of those things. Ito transplant natin. Ilalagay lahat dito. So, it's very easy, right? So, alam ninyo, pag galing ako sa aking mga Zoom meeting, nakakapagod din at saka ang hirap, ang sakit sa mata ng nasa Zoom meeting ka the whole day, di ba? So, pang-relax ko mga ganyan. Kaya yung aking parang azotea na tawagin, puno yan ng mga ganyan para anytime gusto ko mag-transplant or mag-plant ng seeds, I can do it anytime. Ganyan. That's it.
Hello? Okay, if you will notice, there were questions that were raised and I answered all of the questions already, no? So you use the Q&A if you want to ask the questions, and while I am watching at the same time, I'm also answering some of the questions kasi I'm sure I will not be able to answer all your questions for the 30 minutes that we have allotted for that. Okay, so we're done with step 2. These are key points that you should remember. Key point number 1, transplant the seedlings once they have at least 3 to 4 true leaves. Nakita nyo yung difference ni true leaves at saka si false leaves? Meron palang false leaves, ano? Ito yung false leaves, ito yung dalawang maliit na unang lumalabas na leaf, ito yung tinatawag na cotyledon, okay? And then you wait for the 3rd, 4th, and another leaf to come out. That's the best time for you to transplant it. Okay. It is also very important for you to label when did you actually transplant the seedlings. Why? Because it is from there you're going to count how many days more will it take you before harvest time. Point number 2, if you make use of neutral hydro solutions A and B, you will notice that for the first 2 weeks, the emphasis or the target is in the growth of the roots and the stems. And then all of a sudden, you will be surprised on the 3rd week onwards, the target now will be on the leaves, where it will become lushy, healthy, and perfect. I will show you an example. This is a 1-week-old leaf from transplant. This one. Meron din siyang roots over there. And this is now how it looks like after 2 weeks. Look at these ones. These are pechais. And at the back, I have Lolio Rosa. Okay, I will show them to you. Did you see it? Grabe bigla yung paglaki, no? Okay. 2 weeks old. And why are the stems so long? Because these are actually transplanted and placed in the NFT system. Kaya humahaba yan. Hinahabol niya kasi yung water na may nutrients. Kaya ganyan siya kahaba. Okay. This is another one. This is the Lolio Rosa. Ang maganda sa kanya, it is like medyo violet yung color niya. So if you have salad and you have this, at least it breaks the monotony of all green leaves, no? This one. Okay. Bakit maiksi yung roots niya? This was planted in a Kratky system. And this is actually what we call the arugula. The one for your pizza. Okay. Another point is, so alam mo, after 2 weeks, magulat ka na lang, biglang lalaki na lang yan. You saw my pechay earlier. Ganyan po ang ilalaki niyan. On its 3rd to 4th week, bigla na lang yan. Napakalaki and it's even bigger than a wedding bouquet. Ganun ang effect niya. Now, another point to remember, how to prepare nutrient solutions at half strength. Depending on the kind of nutrients, iba't iba po yung sasabihin amount of nutrients that you're going to put. Okay? And in as much as I'm using Natsol, then the measurement is what I have mentioned. If it is half strength, what is it? Do you remember? How many ml of nutrient A? 1 ml. How about nutrient B? 1 ml also for every 1 liter of water. Okay, and what should be the pH reading? It should be 5.5 to 6. Why? Because this is the semi-acidic level. Wag naman po, hindi pwede po rito ang alkaline water. Kasi pag alkaline yung ibibigay mong water, then the plant will not be able to absorb the solution. If you put it also at a very low level, since it's very acidic, it will also be very bad on the plant. Get it? And then we also mentioned about the measurement of the TDS. You measure the TDS, making use of how many parts per million. At least, in the bottle itself, it will tell you how many parts per million of TDS level would you be needing? Nandito po, dito po nakasulat. Okay? So you remember that. So normally what I do, if you notice, when I place them all in the big styro box, I only place half solution. I intend to let them stay there for 2 to 3 days as I am exposing these plants towards hardening and what we call acclimatizing stage. What does that mean? Okay, you know very well, you put it in an environment where there is sun, sometimes there is rain, it is hot, sometimes it is wet, things like that. Then slowly you have to expose them. Normally what I do is I let them be at the stage for 2 to 3 days, or sometimes pwede din hanggang 4 days, etc. And then later on, I now will transfer them either to the Kratky or the NFT system. Ngayon you will ask, ano ba yung Kratky and NFT system? Okay, this is where now you're going to transfer your plants until they will actually be harvested. Okay, so now, key point number 3. Okay, provide seedlings with full strength solution. When we say full strength already, what will it be? It will be 2 ml of Natsol A and 2 ml of Natsol B for every liter of water. Again, what should be the pH level? It will be between 5.5 to 6. And what should be the TDS? It should be 850 and below. Okay, and then what do we use to ensure that we are able to achieve the right pH level? What do we use? We use the hydroponic up and the hydroponic down. Ang galing ano, up and down, until finally you have the right level of pH. So this, okay. So when I put all the seedlings, transplanted ones, in the styro boxes like that, I let them stay first in the azotea, or let us say in an area that can absorb sun. At the same time, hindi naman siya yung masyadong mainit, yung exposed na, because remember, we took this off from the growing material and then we actually transplanted them in a new environment. You will notice here, ang dami-dami kong nilagay sa basin, no? So if you have limited space in your free area, I put them first all here. And then when I have enough spaces already where to put them, either in my Kratky or in my NFT system, that's the time I now transfer them into the cups. You will notice that there is solution here, so that way they're already exposed to it. So how did you find the second video? Was it good? Was it easy to follow? So always remember the key points you have to observe in transplanting and hardening. It will ensure that your seedlings will be ready to be transferred to their permanent home until they get harvested. If you have not yet subscribed, please press the subscribe button and also the like button. If you also have something to say about this video, your thoughts will be entertained in the comment section. It was indeed a joy sharing my knowledge and skills to you, and I look forward to seeing you in our third vlog on transferring the seedling to the Kratky system. See you next Friday. Thanks and God bless to all.